What's up? It's DJ Natty Heavy. I've seen a lot of weddings. I do a wedding, at least one every single weekend, and I have for the past, 5 years as far as weddings go. I mean, I've been an event DJ since I was 13 years old, and I am not going to do the math to let you know what age I am, but I've seen some things. Weddings aren't cheap at the end of the day. Weddings are pretty expensive parties, and I just want to make sure that you get every single dollar's worth, and I want to let you know, at least from my experience, the best way to maximize your wedding day. I might make this a podcast series for YouTube. I don't know. I have ADHD, so we're gonna see. I might just be hyper fixating on this, and then we'll be done with it in like a couple weeks. Who knows? Hopefully I actually stick with this, but I felt like I just want to give you guys some important tips. Top 10 secrets every bride needs to know when they hire a DJ. Hiring a DJ is not something that you do every single week. You never hire a DJ. Wedding planning, something that you do not do ever. You're only gonna do it once, right? Some of you are gonna do it a few times, but the goal is to only do it one time. Again, if you do it right, that's the only time really in your life you're gonna hire a DJ, not an experience that you have all the time. I just wanna leave you with the top 10 tips for hiring a DJ for your wedding. This actually doesn't even count as number one. This is just a tip that you should have for weddings. Hire a wedding coordinator, a professional one too. Don't let your aunt do it. Don't let your mom do it. It's bad enough she already wants to do the flowers or invite everybody that she's known since kindergarten to your wedding. Let those people enjoy the day. Let yourself enjoy the day. Take that stress off your shoulders and just enjoy it. Get a wedding coordinator. That's not even like a secret. That's like common sense. Do that. Make everybody's life easier. Make your vendor's life easier. Make your life easier. Make your mother-in-law's life easier. Make your spouse's life easier. Get a wedding coordinator. Just a rant that I needed to say. All right, top 10 secrets that every couple needs to know when they're hiring their DJ. Number one, this is one you may not know, right? You're just sitting down, you just got that ring on your finger from being proposed to, you're so excited, you jumped on the internet today to start your planning, but you don't really know where to start, right? So here are the things that you need to book first. Probably wedding coordinators are number one, and then number two, you move on to your venue. That's gonna secure everything moving forward, because with the venue, you get the date and time of your wedding, and that's what you give to your other vendors. And while we're talking about venue, you definitely want to check to see if your venue has any audio restrictions. There are some venues that I'm trying to find the nice way to put this, but they're a bunch of punk when it comes to volume. And I get it. Neighbors complain. There's noise ordinances. You put the wedding venue in the middle of a neighborhood. Sorry, I might get in trouble for that one locally. There's just things that you need to look for in a venue because a lot of them do have really strict sound rules. Got to keep the volume at a certain level. You have to shut it off at a certain time. There's people that walk around with little meters and they monitor exactly how loud it is at a certain distance because neighbors complain all the time and they don't want to get hit with fines. You want to check those venues. You can still have a banger party, but you just need to check reviews, ask the planners, talk to your vendor about it if you have like a vendor in mind before you even have a space in mind. Maybe talk to them first. But you just need to be aware that sometimes these venues have very strict noise ordinances, audio rules that can minimize the party. Book your DJ as early as possible. Listen, if they're a professional in this wedding space, they are going to get booked fast. And really, this goes with your photographer too. You should be doing that email on the same day. Get your photographers, get your videographers, and get your DJs early as possible. I'm telling you, because there's only one of these people. Now, sometimes you're going to get in with a multi-op DJ company, and that's one that has multiple DJs underneath their umbrella. But a lot of times you're going to get what's called a single op DJ, a single operator. And those people book up fast because there's only one of them. They can only give you one show per day. So you have to make sure you lock down that date with a signed contract and a retainer. You're not locked down until you send that retainer fee. Always remember that too. The wedding timeline. Crazy important for your DJ and your other vendors. It's gonna list all the important parts of your day, what time people can arrive to set up, what time your guests are arriving, what time ceremony starts, what time cocktail hour is, when you're gonna do your dances, What order are your dances in? Are you going to do your first dance and then go sit down at dinner? Or are you going to do your first dance and then dance with your parents and then do speeches and then do cake cutting? That order matters. And especially for those super important parts of the night, those special moments, cake cutting and bridal party introductions. And if you have a big group photo you want to do, you need to put that stuff on the timeline so that all your vendors have at least a general idea of when things are going to occur in the night. You don't want your photographer thinking it's break time when really it's time to be doing introductions for the bridal party. You just want to make sure that everybody is on the same page as far as when generally they're going to get together to perform these big moments at your wedding. And the timeline is going to keep all that organized. That's something that you'll put together with your wedding coordinator. The couple's energy sets the tone for the day. If you're on the dance floor when it's dance party time, your people are going to follow you to the dance floor. And then it's up to your entertainment to keep them. We don't expect you to stay there all night long. We know you got to go play politician and kiss babies and smile and thank everybody and enjoy some other parts of your wedding. If you got like a cigar bar, or if you got a photo booth or other playful things that you have around your venue, we know you're going to do that too. But you can't stay at those other places that long if you expect to have a banger, high energy dance party. You do need to stay at least close to the dance floor. People follow the energy of the couple. That's just, they're there for you. You invited them to be there for you, and they don't know what to do until you do it. They don't know what to expect from a wedding day. No one knows what to expect from a wedding day. It's a surprise for everybody. Oh, surprise, greatest night of our life. Oh, surprise, that was boring. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody knows. You need to set the tone. You need to have your energy at a properly high level so that your guests will know, oh, they want a banger. Well, we're going to go ahead and do our best to give them a banger. Weddings are family parties. It's important to keep that in mind because you're going to have multiple age ranges at your wedding. From 8 to 80, cute to crazy. That's what you're gonna have. The demographics skew that much. So it's important to make sure that everyone is included in your musical selections. It's also super important that you get the music that you want on your wedding day. But I want you to keep in mind, Grandma Claire doesn't know the new Megan Thee Stallion song that just dropped. And she doesn't want to listen to that all night long. If you want her on the dance floor, you gotta be flexible in your genres. And that's going to be up to your DJ or your band to make sure that they still stay within your musical parameters, but you just want to make sure that within those parameters, you are inclusive of all the different demographics at your wedding. That also being said, put your bangers on there that you and your brand new spouse want to listen to, obviously, but just be inclusive of other people. Going along with that, you're always going to put together a do not playlist for every single wedding. That's important for your DJ to have. They want to know those songs that you just don't want to hear for whatever reason. Maybe they're just a song you don't like, an artist that you don't like. Maybe you don't agree with their politics, or maybe it's a song that makes you think of a previous relationship and you just don't want that song at your wedding. Inappropriate for you to be thinking about that ex while you're marrying your person. I totally get that. And those do not playlists are super important. A lot of times those are stuff like people don't want, like the Cha-Cha Slide or Cupid Shuffle, or they'll say no country music or whatever. Like that just, it depends on your personal preferences too. But you don't want your do not playlist to be so long that your DJ is now having a hard time choosing what they can actually play. You don't want to handcuff your DJ too much. You have to trust your professionals and know that they know what a good party is and what a good party sounds like. Obviously, you don't want those certain songs played at your wedding, put them down, but don't make that list like 50 to 100 songs. I've gotten some song lists for do not plays that were just like, well, okay, so you don't want to have a good time? Okay, fine. Oh, okay, wow, we're just gonna say nothing for anybody over the age of 35. Cool. You don't want to do that. That's gonna make your entertainment uncomfortable for most of their day. And that's not what you want to do. You want to make sure that your entertainer is able to maximize your party. And that moves us on to the next tip. Let the DJ read the crowd. Again, we want your input. We need your input. You get what you pay for with your input as far as your songs and your vibe that you want at your wedding. But you have to give your entertainment some flexibility to be like, okay, this song banged, therefore this song is going to bang, and then I'll be able to do this one. If you are very strict on your playlist, you're gonna, again, make that artist uncomfortable throughout the day because they'll be second guessing everything, and you're going to be minimizing the potential of your party. You have hired these people for a reason. I'm a person that parties every single weekend, and I've done it for a very long time. I know what the good energy songs are. I know what pops off based on what has popped off previously. That's what a DJ's job is. So you have to give them that flexibility to read the room. Sometimes the best nights come from the artist being able to read the vibe and then switch everything up. My absolute favorite weddings, obviously, they're ones where they don't give me many parameters at all. They're just like, make sure they dance. And I'll be like, I got you. It's those weddings where you're very strict on your playlist that become a challenge. Now, sometimes your playlist is great. Sometimes they are. I had one recently where they were telling me exactly the timing of the songs that they wanted me to play and at these certain parts and only these certain parts. And it wasn't fun for me, right? It was not a fun night. It was a very stressful night because in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh man, yeah, but this part of the song is actually better and higher energy, or I probably wouldn't even play this song because it's going to take everything down. And there's just certain things that we as professionals look at, and you guys, as I hate to say it, but amateurs, like you're in this space, you're only going to do this once unless you go to weddings every single weekend. You need to be able to give that flexibility to the pros to read the vibes of the room so that we could take that party to the next level to maximize your party. Your entertainment, your DJ, your band is not only playing music that day, but they are also acting as the face of your wedding, as the MC of your wedding. So you want to make sure that all their information is accurate and correct. Make sure that they have the correct pronunciations of everybody's names, your own, anybody giving speeches, anybody that needs to be announced in the bridal party. You want to make sure that this person presents well at your wedding with correct information. Just know that the DJ and the band are the ones that are going to be introducing everybody and moving on to the next thing and working with your wedding coordinator behind the scenes, not just playing music, but, through that timeline and then being on that microphone and acting as the host and as the MC to keep the whole party moving along. So that's just something you should know. Boom. All right, this is a two-parter. Sound check is essential, and so is putting your DJ in a good space. Do not put baby in the corner. Try your best to keep us centered in your room, also center with the energy, and that's going to make the vibe for everybody better, especially for your act. But also sound check is important. Make sure we got enough time to do a sound check. If you're doing room flips and stuff like that, it becomes a little bit harder, but you definitely want to make sure that your artist has already gone through their feedback issues and make sure that their power works and all that stuff, because you don't want to be scrambling at the very last second. And finally, the biggest secret is just at some point, you got to say to yourself, look, we planned it. People are coming. We got music. We got food. We're having a party. That's what this is. It's a party. It's a party to celebrate you. Make sure at some point you realize that. Don't stress yourself out too much about that, right? Because again, there's no right and wrong rules to these things. You can't get it wrong. You're gonna be married. Don't overdo it to the point where you're literally like stressing about the day. You got a DJ there. Anything you got a DJ at should be pretty low stress. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm DJ Natty Heavy. I'll be back with more of these. Check out my website, nattyheavy.com. You can jump on my social media at Natty Heavy on pretty much everything. TikTok, I'm at DJ Natty Heavy. But yeah, thanks for talking to me. If you're a couple, especially if you want to get married in the South Carolina, Southeast area, or if you're going to the Northeast area, New England, New York, I DJ there a lot too. Let me know. I'm ready. I'm ready for you guys. If you have any questions about these things, drop it in the comments too. I'm happy to help you guys plan these things out. Again, hiring a DJ is not something you do every day. Booking myself is something that I do every day, so it's easy for me to answer questions. I got you. Peace, y'all.
Natty Heavy.